Okay, this is Hasnain children. I'm going to conduct a speaking test. In this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. First, can you tell me your name?
So my full official name is Dipro Prattay according to my passport.
What name do you want me to call you?
So you can call me Dipro in short.
Okay, Mr. Dipro, do you know how to spell your name?
Yes sir. It's spelled Dipro Prattay.
What do you mean by the last name?
The last name of my name, Prattay, stands for generosity. This was actually named to me after my great-grandfather. He had the name Prattay too.
Which language does the name derive from?
It's derived from Sanskrit, sir.
Okay, do you know Sanskrit?
I learned Sanskrit for almost 2 years, but later on I decided that I'd rather stick to English and Bengali because it was really hard.
Can you read Sanskrit?
No.
Okay, let's talk directly about the place you live in. Do you live in a house or in an apartment?
I live in a house. It's actually a 6-story building, which was actually built by my father. This is situated in Ashkar Digi, a small vicinity near Jamakhan.
Okay, do you like the vicinity where you are from?
I do actually. I live in a place which is surrounded by a lot of facilities. Let it be a school, let it be a shopping mall. So I'm really intrigued by my surroundings.
And do you want to make any changes near your neighborhood?
Of course I would. I actually am really...
And any facilities?
Yeah, when it comes to facilities, I would really want a bigger shopping mall in the place because we have to travel a long distance in order to get to a proper shopping mall to buy our daily goods and necessities. And also the school that I read in is really far from my vicinity, and let it be for a day. If you do not have transportation, it's really difficult to get to the school. So I would rather want a school that is really close to my vicinity.
Let's talk something about your childhood. When you were a child, did you stay with your friends more than your family?
Actually not. Being the single child, I had a lot of pressure. So my mother wanted me to stay at home. It's because she thought I was kind of safer, which I now believe that is not the case. It's because I should have got the taste of independence from a really long time before in my life.
Okay, who was your closest person in the family?
The closest person in my family is definitely my mother. It's because I used to share a lot of things with my mother very freely that I could not do with the other family members.
Okay, who is closest person in your family nowadays?
I believe that to this day the person stands the same. That is my mother.
Okay, in the future, do you think you will stay with your family more than before?
I'm afraid due to my higher studies, I have to be a bit separated from them rather than before. However, I still do believe that if I have the will of coming back to my country, I would rather spend the rest of my life with my family members.
Let's talk about food. When do you take your dinner?
Although it's appreciated to take your dinner at 6 or 7:30, I always take it at around 9:30 or 10.
Why is that?
It's because of the tradition and the culture. If we compare ourselves with all the Asian countries, we believe that our work ends a bit late in life because our daily facades end up to 8 to 9:30. So just because of the pressure, it's appreciated to, like, most of us have our dinner at 9 or 10.
Okay, do you like to eat your dinner at home or at restaurant?
Well, it really depends. Although I like the food that my mother prepares, I'm really fond of fast foods, which is all the detrimental to my health, but however, I cannot resist the temptation.
Okay, do you like cooking your food by yourself?
Well, due to the advancements of technologies and YouTube, I have had the privilege of learning a lot of cooking in my day-to-day life. So yes, I do cook my own food. However, that really causes a nightmare in the kitchen. So I take precautions before I do this.
Okay, do you think it's important for every child and adolescent to learn how to prepare food? Basic things.
I believe that yes, it should be, because I believe that this is a basic necessity when we go outside our country and we learn to be independent.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to give you a card. On the card, you find a topic. You'll also find some guided questions. Based on which you will prepare it for 2 minutes, and I'm going to give you 1 minute. Within 1 minute, you have to take notes. Your topic is to talk about a film or a real event that you have seen recently. So, here's the topic, here's a piece of paper and the pen. You're given 1 minute time. Okay, would you like to start now?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
When it comes to a real life event, I've had the privilege of experiencing a lot. However, recently I have witnessed a campaign in my vicinity itself. It was actually a dengue campaign carried out by a local youth group, the Rise of Youth Community Bangladesh. And I actually witnessed it last Friday, and it was a really small campaign. However, I believe that I really had a lot to learn from it. The reason why it was important is because it was an awareness campaign that used to drive the locals, the youths of this generation, to do something humane, not only for themselves but also for the society. Keeping in mind that the dengue influx has been recently in a large scale in our country, I believe that this initiative was really praiseworthy. And the only reason why I remembered it because it developed a sense of humanity inside me. It kind of developed the generosity, that bounteous nature that I never had before. I realized that I was born in this society for a reason. I was not only a person who was born to do something for myself, but also for my community. And that is the reason I really wanted to join the organization. I used to see them from very close proximity, and I really wanted to join them and take part in them, to distribute the coils and leaflets across my vicinity and to spread the awareness, at least from a small level, to build it step by step to a greater fortune in the future. And furthermore, I also believe that such initiatives is also required for the society as a whole, because we cannot only rely on the government for everything. I actually realize that the youth in general have a lot of power, and the youth themselves are a weapon to bring a great change to the society. So I believe that the week that I witnessed will remain etched in my memory for at least a year or forever.
Okay. Thank you. Let's talk about actors. Do you think actors need to be famous?
Well, I believe that every profession has a reason behind choosing it. So, if an actor is happy with what the actor is doing, then I do not think that the actor needs to be famous. It's because the actor is doing what he does. In fact, a lot of actors in this world are not famous, as we can see on television. There are only certain actors who can go to the limelight, who can be present on red carpets.
Okay. So why are some of the international actors more famous than others?
Sometimes it's only a matter of hard work and success. Let's say a single individual person, that person actually worked hard throughout his life to achieve where he is right now. Whereas some other actors might be on a smaller scale, and as a result they are not able to climb the peak, the zenith of success when it comes to their professional career.
And is there any particular role to films in society?
Pardon, could you repeat the question?
Is there any particular role to films in the society?
Of course there is. I believe that every single film has a lesson to be taught to every single one out there, like to the viewers. Every single movie should have a moral that we should abide by, and they should actually share a same response that we can actually learn something from them.
And do you think heroes of animated films will replace the given actors in the future?
Well, that's a really tricky question. It's because based on the current technology, we cannot deny that Spider-Man, Superman can actually take place in the real future. So I believe that with the advancement of science and technology, it's really possible.
Thank you very much. The test is over. কিসে গেল?
তো থাকা থাকি করছে
দাঁড়া হয়ে গেছে যে।
দাঁড়াতে খাইছে। ওকে লাস্ট ফ্রাইডে না
হ্যাঁ
লাস্ট ফ্রাইডে